This message might pertain to the younger audience, and heck, it might pertain to even if you are at your job right now, working a job. You feel me? It's just in a different context. All right. With that being said, my name is Rashad, 27 years old. I talk about things that pertain to me that have happened in my life. All right. I'm not above anybody. That's why I have it. I'm looking up right now to where y'all are on the platform. This is where you're at. This is where you should look and think that you're at. Okay. Now, standing up to a bully. Bully will come through, whether it be, like I said, it could be at work, where it's like somebody just sitting there just working, telling you to do this, this, and that, and you just calmly just going along with it. Or it could be somebody, you know, physically coming in trying to punch you. Now, let me tell you this. With a bully, a lot of times they're doing that because something bad is going on in their life. So you have to understand that viewpoint. Like, some bad stuff is going on in their life. I seen someone that was considered a bully. What did I see, man? B-Dubs. I seen him at B-Dubs. He was considered a bully back then. I'm bigger than him now and all that, but his nature now is calm. And I'm pretty sure if I was asked, like, why are you doing that? Like, he was an asshole. He'd probably be like, you know, I'm sorry, man. Just a rough upbringing. Like, usually it's a rough upbringing to where you just lash out. You either don't want to talk to people, or you just want to sit there and feel like that you got to show that you can be dominant, because dominance has been shown to you, whether being a sibling and all that, or your dad, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So really, when it comes to handling bullies, the honest truth is, you got to stop it then and there. It has to be stopped then and there. Literally. You can let it slide a few. I say that, like, you know, you could find out somebody like, are they really trying to bully me? And you just gotta fight them. I know that sounds wild. There's no rational talking to a bully. It's not. All right, it's not happening, because they're looking. People are sitting there watching them. They're not gonna sit there and be like, you know what? We should have a conversation. Because when they go home or whatever, and they try to explain stuff to their parent, they just getting beat up. So you think that's gonna work with you? Something that's not blood? It's not gonna happen like that. All right, you just gotta fight them then and there. I know what happens. That fear is there. It's like I'm gonna get beat up in front of everybody. But let me tell you something. You sit there, say you even just come through, hit them one time. Even if they beat you to a pulp on the ground, right? Yeah, your pride is gonna be hurt. But understand this. They won't try that again. They won't do it again. You wanna know why? Because you showed, I don't care. I will fight you. Bullies go after people who are weaker. They don't want someone who is strong that is gonna fight them back. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that at all. Let me give you a prime example, right? So this is later on. I was bullied as a kid, all right? And I never stood up. Like I wanted to be friends with everybody. It was just where I was at, it was just some bull crap. Where I was at, it was just, I don't want to say nigger ridden school, because that sounds really racist, but it was just a lot of hood people, and I guess people just had rough upbringings. But this is later on. This is at college, right? Now, I'm at a frat party, and I had one of my really good friends. He is, you know, at the time he was very, you know, hey man, let's relax, let's all be friends. That's what he would do, right? So we're going into the frat party. There's this dude, he kind of swole, all right? If you've seen any of the other videos, I don't know when I'm gonna put this one out. I tell you about how, you know, this early on I was weightlifting. So I'm still feeling myself, and I'm carrying a pair of Nucks around. I got it from the beach. Legals out here, don't want to talk about it, but just, it's my ace in the hole. Just to, you know, you get cracked with that one time, you gonna be out. So we go down there, and this dude just drunk. He owns the frat, which is why I despise like Caucasian fraternity, like a lot of the members, because a lot of them are self-entitled, and they just feel like they own everything, and if they're in the house, all they bros got them. So he's talking crazy. He's sitting there, he looks at me, he's like, what you looking at, Ben Wallace? What you want? I'm like, you don't want these problems with me. Even though he's bigger than me, I'm like, you don't want these problems with me. I can talk trash. I'm like, you don't want these problems. What does he do? He says nothing to me. I walk past him. I let him know, like, yo, nah, it's not finna happen. You're not finna do that. That's dead. He walks past me. My homie, he sits there, speaks to him. I'm like, man, you know, he'll just get past. This dude's drunk, tripping off, maybe all black people or something. I don't know. Maybe the girl, you know what I'm saying? Girl got stroked down. I don't know. So he ends up, you know, my homie ends up trying to go through. He tries to be, you know, you know, it doesn't have to be that, man. And that's all it takes for a bully. Just, oh, it doesn't have to be that, huh? Okay. So I'm sitting there walking around solo. I'm not thinking nothing of it because I don't care. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen to me? You're not finna do nothing to me. Like, I mean, you technically could, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna crack you. You getting hit? So this, okay, so I'm sitting there walking around looking for women or whatever. I hear that cracking sound. Like somebody just got punched in their face. So I'm looking around, you know, because I'm thinking of the event that happened before. And I speak to my homie. He's like, dude just hit me in the face. I'm like, what? Huh? And so we're sitting there walking, and the dude over there is getting hyped. He just sitting there ready to fight. And even with me, he knew we were homies, that me and him were homies. All he said was, you call some more of your homies. Like, so he was just trying to have a frat bro something fight. He still wasn't after me. So what does he proceed to do? He goes to attack my homie. Now, my homie at this time, I probably could have stopped it. I probably could have jumped in. I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be a one-on-one. All these frat members here, it's 30 of them. They gonna jump us. We're gonna get beat the hell up. I'm speaking one of the dudes. He's part of the frat. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, I pulled my knife out. Also, so I have a brass knuckle knife. I lived a wild life, but I pulled it out. He's like, the dude owns the frat, man. He's like, his dad owns the frat. This is just how, you know, that's how he is and all that. I'm like, well, stop him and all that. And as I'm talking on this, the fight ensues. My friend ends up getting hit by him. He's not fighting back. He's not putting his hands up to square up like, what's up? He gets hit. Then next one, boom, a couple more come in and rush. The girl there was like, Xavier, stop it. Like I said, I could have stopped it. If that occurred at this time and point now, because I became way closer to him, I would have instantly hopped in. But it was one of the greatest things ever for him because he got hit, right? And we leaving. Now, he's just like, you know, sad, you know, he's ready to cry and all that. And I'm being 100%, to make him feel better, I was like, you know what, we can go to the police station so you can identify him. That's not really me now. I don't like that. Even though I'm not on that hood stuff, it's just like, could have resolved that another way without it. So they go around, we in there looking for the dude that, you know, did it. They ended up, I guess, finding him or whatever. They found out who did it. And you know, this wasn't until the next day. So let me go ahead and clarify. So my homie, you know, it happens to him. Look crazy right now. It is the next day, my fault. But I left out a very important detail. The dude that ended up trying to, you know, fight my homie and all that, he ended up, my friend ended up speaking to him. And the guy's like, man, my fault, I'm drunk and all that. Apparently before that, the day before, he had ended up like basically fighting a female in the party. Like, this is how much of a freaking emotionally destroyed idiot he was. Like, I left that detail out, man, but just because I was tired at the time. But there's a lot of people that should not be in a frat at all, for real, for real. He's just sitting there like, why can't people, you know, be peaceful? Why can't it be like that? Like, I didn't go there looking for problems. Why is he the one after me? And I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up for yourself. Like, the only reason he went after you is because you didn't stand up for yourself. He just, you know, pride-wise, you get beat up, your pride is low. All right, I've gotten beat up. So when you get beat up, your pride is automatically taken for a joyride. It's like, I'm weak, I'm not good. Like, I don't, why did I even do that? Like, I'm stupid. I could have did this, and that. You start thinking on that. So I'm explaining to him, you know, hey, you should have stood up to him, right? What happened to him though, instead of sitting there, you know, sinking, you know, because when you're in fight, it's fight or flight, sink or swim, all right? From that, he was like, yo, I'm gonna get in the weight room with you. Let's get in the weight room. Like, he teach me, and I taught him deadlifting, squat, and all that. I'm like, nah, you gotta do this. And from there, ain't nobody else punk him. Ain't nobody else punk him whatsoever. It did not happen. My friend is 6'3". He's 230 something pounds. He might be heavier now, but nobody should have even tried to punk him in the first place. It shouldn't have happened like that. But I say all this to say, you have to stand up to it. Whether it's someone at work and all that. Just at work is a little bit different because you gotta be a little passive aggressive. You can't sit there and be like, yo, I'll punch you in your crap right now. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just gotta let it be known, like, yo, I'm not no punching bag. Like, and I know it's easier said than done, because if you really care about that, or who really cares about a job? If you really need that job, it's like, I gotta hold my tongue. But you gotta understand, like, you have the potential to be your own entrepreneur, yet you're settling for nickels and dimes. Like, the stuff you're doing will not matter in 40 years. Then when I say, oh, little Janet sat there and was able to finish this and work a whole 8 hours to 10 hours a day, that stuff won't matter, all right? So before I go on a whole nother topic and all that, you just gotta stand up. So even if you do get beat up, they gonna forget about it. We have social media nowadays. That's the biggest problem now, is the social media will, you know, you get beat up, it's on there. But guess what? You stood your ground. You stood your ground. It's a mutual thing. Y'all usually end up being friends afterwards. It's like, you know what? I respect you because, you know, you were able to sit there and be like, screw it, like, we can fight. Yeah. So you just gotta fight back. I know the social media thing, it deters you because you don't want people to be able to view it, but think of all the fights and stuff you've seen on social media and the World Star Hip Hop stuff, and try to think about them. You can't, because you don't remember it, right? Because in our minds, the fight is, you know, lingering. Every person that walks by, they think about that fight. We have short attention spans. They don't remember. They don't remember that at all. So you do that, like I said, y'all will be buddies more than likely. It'll be like, you know what, this person is willing to sit there and fight me. Like, that's someone I can respect. Not somebody that can sit there and be like, yo, I'm gonna take this from you. I'm gonna get this from you. Like, even heck, in middle school, I didn't really stand up to too many of my bullies. I was just being passive. Like, I was smaller. Like, it wasn't until like high school where I got my height. Like, I was short, I got chunky, I had cornrows. I wish I really had a picture to show you. Like, I just looked like I was bully material. It wasn't super bad, but there was times like stuff getting stolen and all that. I could have, if I would have went back, I'm like, nah, yo, where my stuff at? Ready to fight them and just deal with what it was, all right? So when your mom sit there, like, they hit you, hit back, there's certain situations where, especially in, you know, middle or high school, where you might necessarily have to punch first, because someone hit you, it might knock you out. Or you can't sit there, it's less likely you can talk the situation down, because everyone's just, you know, going through new emotions and all that, like hormones. It's less likely you can sit there and talk it out. While, you know, as you get older, it's like, you know, hey, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm gonna go this way, you go that way. All right, you can solve it. There's more critical thinking and problem solves as you get older, all right? But that bully just sees that weakness in you. They just like, you know what, I can trample over them, and I keep on trampling over them. They ain't gonna do nothing. They are weak. They're looking at you like you're weak. Like I said, even if you get beat up, you gotta sit there and you gotta let it know that you're not for that, all right? Here's another little last example before I get out the video. There would be these, like, you know, there's a lot of white boys that wanna be in black circles. And there was one in particular, he would sit there, not stand up for him, and they would just, each person would try and bully him. I never did. I'm like, you know what, nah. Later on, I kind of became semi-bully. I'll explain that later in a different video, but I didn't bully him or anything. Then there was another white boy. He was not for the play. Not the biggest dude, but it was one of those, oh, you wanna talk to me like that? What's up? We can do this right now. I'll fight you right now. And guess what? He never got in them fights. He never got in them fights because they didn't. No bully wants that. No bully wants somebody to sit there and fight them back, or pull. In my case, pull a weapon on your ass. Cause I will. I will sling a knife on you quick. You can be there. Yeah. What's up? I don't encourage that. That's just younger, stupid me. I was just being an idiot. All right. But just make sure that you fight back if there's no other choices. All right. No other choices. You gotta stand up. Don't get walked on. People love to sit there and walk on people to make themselves sound better. Like, and it's disgusting. But if you like this, you want more, let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on Instagram, Zayrashad Gaming. You know, it's probably up there somewhere. Huh? Check out wink, wink, wink. Or email. You know, we can talk about problems and all that you really can't speak with your friends about. You know, just being 100% honest. Zayrashad out.